On this Thursday, I'm Jurnee Taylor, and here are some of the headlines we're following for you right now. First, the president orders additional strikes against targets linked to Iran. The administration says it's trying to send a message. Plus, Hollywood actors are back in business after their union reached a tentative agreement with the major studios last night. Coming up, new details on that deal and when cameras will roll again. And as the conflict continues in Israel, one North Little Rock firefighter is stepping up to help. He tells us his experience was one he'll never forget. But first, we have meteorologist Nathan Scott here, and he has more on this rainy Thursday afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jurnee. Yes, it has certainly been a rainy start to the day, and the rain will continue to expand its way into a large part of the state. Here's what the radar looks like right now. You can see that shield of rain building its way in here from the west and moving off to the north and northeast. Even a few lightning bolts showing up. So there's going to be some rumbles of thunder mixed in. Right now, Pulaski County, Saline County, primarily just seeing a gentle light rain. But that rain picks up in intensity around Conway. Through the River Valley, it is a soggy go right along Interstate 40, extending through Yell County and also into West Arkansas. And the temperatures have really dropped down. Our high today, that was right around sunrise, about 68 degrees here in Little Rock. Now we've dropped down to 62. It's in the 50s in Clinton, Russellville, and also Searcy. Right now, Monticello, Camden, you're waiting on that cold front, and that cold front will be headed in your direction. So your numbers will drop down later this afternoon. The winds, they're out there from the north-northeast, about 10 to as high as 20 miles per hour. So here's your planner for the day. Temperatures will continue to drop down from the 60s into the 50s if you're in the 60s right now, and expect a steady rain, which could be heavy at times, making for a slow evening rush. I'll let you know when this rain moves out and how much you can see coming up.
All right, Nathan, thank you. Well, we begin with a THV 11 update. Governor Sarah Sanders makes it official, endorsing former President Donald Trump for the 2024 GOP presidential nomination.
Everybody's favorite president, Donald J. Trump.
Well, Sanders, who served as Trump's press secretary, made her announcement at Trump's rally in Florida last night, which happened at the same time as 5 Republican challengers were debating just a few miles down the road in Miami. Trump, who remains in the lead in national polls, also plans to skip the next debate in Alabama next month. Now, down the road in Miami, a tense showdown took place as Republican presidential candidates pulled no punches, all while trying to emerge as credible alternatives to former President Donald Trump. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis made it a point to take on Trump and argued the party needs a jump start after disappointing results in Tuesday's elections. Now, many top Republican sources believe this race could eventually come down to a battle between DeSantis and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. Now, the next debate will be in early December. President Biden ordered more airstrikes on targets in Syria in retaliation for attacks on U.S. forces in Syria and Iraq, carrying out anti-terrorism activities. Natalie Brand has more details.
The U.S. carried out airstrikes in eastern Syria on what the Pentagon says was a weapons storage facility used by Iran's Revolutionary Guard.
Mr. President, why did you strike Iran's Revolutionary Guard?
Because they struck us.
And President Biden, you plan to hit them again?
They strike us.
It's the second strike in less than 2 weeks and a response to ongoing attacks against U.S. troops in Iraq and Syria. There have been more than 40 since October 17th, injuring 46 U.S. service members. 25 suffered traumatic brain injuries.
If they continue to choose to hit our troops, if they continue to launch these rocket and drone attacks, then we'll continue to do what we need to do to protect ourselves.
The Pentagon says it remains concerned about potential escalation. The administration is trying to prevent that while also defending U.S. forces in the region.
We're not looking for conflict with Iran. We've made that very clear, but we'll do what's necessary to protect our personnel, be they military or civilian.
These attacks have been on the rise since the Israel-Hamas war began, with about half happening after the first U.S. airstrike in Syria on October 26th.
We have sent a strong signal, not just to Iran, but to other actors in the region that we don't want to see this conflict with Hamas widen or deepen. And thus far, so far, we haven't seen that happen.
The U.S. has increased its military presence in the Middle East for deterrence, in addition to the nearly 3,500 U.S. service members in Iraq and Syria as part of a coalition to defeat ISIS. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Well, in a THV 11 update, law enforcement will honor the life of Benton Police Detective James Mike Lett. After spending 10 days in the hospital, Lett died yesterday. Almost 2 weeks ago, he was driving through Little Rock to a drug take-back event when he hydroplaned and struck a bridge guardrail. Injuries from the crash are ultimately what caused his death. The detective had been on the force in Central Arkansas for nearly 3 decades, starting in 1996. It has been nearly a year since the shooting deaths of 2 teens in the McCain Mall parking lot, and their families are still looking for answers. Marcus Blue and Alex Berry were just 17 years old when their lives were cut short in November of last year. Now, it hasn't been an easy year for anyone who knew Marcus and Alex. Since then, North Little Rock police have continued to look at what had happened, searching for answers, but at this point, still no arrests. Keisha Moore and Rosalind Williams are the mothers of Alex and Marcus, and they say that there's not a day that goes by that they're not thinking about their sons and hoping for justice.
Absolutely. And I'm hoping, obviously, that something comes forward soon.
I know the community of North Little Rock is not that big. People talk. These kids know something. A lot of them do know something. And we're just asking if you guys can, if you know anything, please reach out. Again, it could be anonymous. Anything will help. We just need justice for Marcus and Alex, and we're not going to stop until we get it.
The North Little Rock Police Department says this case is still active and they are still looking for whoever did this. If you have any information, you can contact the North Little Rock Police Department. A Pine Bluff police officer is cleared to go home after a life-threatening accident. Tiffany Wood is recovering from a head-on collision with an alleged drunk driver. Now, it happened while she was responding to a call around 5 a.m. on October 29th. Well, Wood is diagnosed with a spinal injury, broken ribs, broken femurs, and a concussion. The Pine Bluff Police Department is raising money for Officer Wood as she recovers. Now, you can find more information on that right now on THV11.com. Well, as the Israel-Hamas war continues, more people are stepping up to help, including here in Arkansas. North Little Rock firefighter Andy Broom recently returned to America after 2 weeks in Israel, volunteering with the fire station in Ashdod. Now, that's one of the largest port cities in the country. He says it's an experience he will never forget, from the missile attacks every day to the devastation all around him. But he felt the call to help and says his job as a firefighter goes beyond here at home. While there, Broom witnessed several missiles shot out of the sky. Some got through the defenses, and he says his experience in Israel gives him a new perspective coming back to America. And the University of Arkansas Little Rock is rolling out a new program hoping to provide relief for new students. The new program guarantees anyone who receives and maintains Pell Grant eligibility will not have to pay tuition to get a bachelor's degree at UA Little Rock. Now, this adds on to already existing programs designed to help incoming students. Now, if you would like to learn more and to see if you're eligible, you can go to THV11.com and find this story. The scholarship program officially starts next fall. And the price of insuring a home is on the rise, with rates jumping almost 20% in recent years. Coming up, we look at why some people are also seeing a much larger jump.
And here's RQ 11 showing a gloomy scene overlooking downtown Little Rock with some raindrops on the camera. The rain will pick up this afternoon, and some locations will get maybe an inch or more. I'll let you know who has the highest chance of that happening and when the rain all moves out coming up.